beautiful day.
Yes.
So once again, Delvi, good morning. How you
Good
doing?
morning. I'm doing fine, thanks God. Glad to be here.
Okay, we glad to have you here too.
Thank you.
Now, you originally are from Orange Walk,
Yes,
but you've been working in San Pedro
yes, for 8 years.
for 8 years now, and you teach?
Yes.
Talk to us about the job, right?
Okay, I have been a teacher for the past 8 years. My first experience in teaching was at my alma mater, Orange Walk Technical High.
What?
Yes, so I started teaching very young, at the age of 18, so I did 3 months teaching at high school. And then I moved on to Holy Cross Anglican in San Pedro, and that is where I have been for the past 8 years.
Holy Cross is what? It's an Anglican school. Huh?
Okay.
It's
But that's elementary?
That's primary
That's
school, yes.
primary school. Okay. Now, there's only one word that comes, and that is prolific. In other words, you have written a large amount of poems.
Yes.
And most of them are spiritually based, in other words, meant as a message to other people, to give them some sort of stimulation to grow spiritually. But what prompted you to take this on?
And the direction.
The direct.
Yeah, the direction.
Because I have been teaching now. I have been writing poems since I was 9. And I could clearly remember my first poem. My mom could tell you, I wrote it on a piece of toilet paper. A piece of toilet
So if
paper.
Emmanuel Megani will tell her none
No, it's kind of funny. If you ask Miss Betty, she will tell you, my first poem I wrote on a piece of toilet paper, like the words just came. You know, and I used to write poems based on things that I saw. But it was until after I got baptized, I became a Christian, that my perspective changed.
What was that first poem about?
The first poem I wrote, because I believe it was a revelation that I had, you know, and it was Morning Has Broken. That's the first spiritually based poem I had written after that point. You know, I had always been written like conscious poem, you know, about society and dangers in the world. That was my thing. I observe, I'm a very observant person, right? And spiritually, I started to grow, I started to read more, I started to pray more, and I guess that was what started to materialize itself in my writing.
Other than the Sugar City Morning Show, to which you call in, or we call in, do you have another outlet for your poem?
No, before I started to read here, I read for years on Love FM.
Yeah, I
Ever
remember.
since I was in high school.
Oh, really?
Yes.
But
So you did that for many years.
A couple of years, yes.
And
As
you've
a-
been doing that for easily 3 years now.
Yeah, almost 2 years. Going for 2
but
years.
Delvi, as a writer, does it comes to you sometime at the wee hours of the morning, midnight, 3 o'clock? Because, you know, when inspiration comes to me when I want to write a song, I have a lot of songs that I write, you know, but I not really published them as yet into music. But does it comes to you late at night and you just wake up and say, okay, let me jot this down, or you sit down and start to concentrate to get your poems together?
Sometimes it depends on it depends. Whenever it comes, that's when I get up and I write. So if it's 3 in the morning, I get up and I write it. Sometimes I'm just at home sitting watching TV and something pops in my head. I turn off the TV and I write. And there are times that there was one time I wrote 13 poems in one day, and my mom was like, whoa. And when I read it to her, it's like, but all of these things speak about something different and they flow. It's not, you know. I said, you know what? I came to the realization that it's God work, because 13 poems in one day, I don't know how else to explain that. I don't know.
But it happened, right?
It
Yes, it
happened.
happened. It
Yes.
happened.
And I have them dated, so one of these days we'll sit and go through all my, I haven't typed them out because I feel I lose the essence of me when I like my rough draft when I write.
But when you write a poem,
Yes.
does it just flow do you go back and correct it eventually, or
Sometimes.
do you? That's just
It's not like
raw material.
it's like a little editing.
Right.
It's not
My-
correction.
Yeah, it's minor editing that I would make, because when the words come, I have to write. I just write.
No, but sometimes, okay, I'm not going to belabor the point, but I just thought that perhaps, because sometimes even if I were to write a letter today, and I read it 1 month or 2 months afterwards, I go like, I shouldn't have said that. I could have found a better way of saying that
it.
At that time.
at that time.
Right.
So hindsight is always 20/20, as
Yeah.
they say. You know what I mean? And in retrospect, we would sometimes would have done certain things different. But I like to watch comedy, and one of the programs that I watched was about this this woman who thought that she was good with writing, and with poems. And one day she wakes up and she goes, "I have writer's block." She doesn't know what to do, and she's at a complete loss. Has that ever happened to you?
Yes, it has. There has been a period when I hadn't written anything for about a month. Nothing came. I couldn't bring myself to write anything. So I have had writer's block, and there are other times when I start to write a poem, and I would leave a note to be continued because it doesn't come. Like, I literally write it to be continued, yeah. Or started on this day and finished on, and a question mark.
But it happens like that,
It
Emmanuel.
happens, yeah.
Even in music, checking?
Yeah, in the music, because sometimes you just got that verge of writing and writing. But you see, like with the poems, Delvey has to come up with the rhymes. With the music, we have to come up with the melody and the rhyme as well when you're putting it together. But they have sometimes like sometimes you just don't feel like nothing is there, but sometimes it start coming, and sometimes you feel like, say, the thing is that when you're writing a song, I'm not sure if it's the same thing with the poem. Sometimes when you think that, say, I wonder if people like this thing, then that keep you back. Because then you use your inspiration and you say, okay, let me put this out there. And a song or a poem never gets old. It never gets out of style. When you do that, when you could have it for 1,000 years and it not come out yet, it's still not old. When it come out and start circle that, then, okay, this is out. So if you write it for last year, I said, this song not old because it's not released yet. This poem is still here, it's not released yet. So it never grows old. But yes, it happens that sometimes, like, you never lay back and say, what, I wonder if all of my thoughts, all of my talents just gone down. But then sometimes it just come back to you. My inspiration comes to me when I go by the water side.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, when I go by the seaside and cool out, write this out. I could sit down at Corozal, and one day I passed through Corozal, I got 6 different melodies that I wrote.
Oh, good Lord.
Serious, that's where my
Happens.
inspiration come from. When I go by the water side, by the beach. Right there, get it? Sometimes I wake up the night, I just come to you, and you could have that same melody the same night, and next day when you wake up, it's totally gone. Totally gone, pa.
That's true.
If you just sit down and jot it down, and maybe put down a little recorder and record the tune off of it, next day it's totally gone.
Yeah.
Serious? I don't know if that is the same thing with the poems with Delvey.
It's true. That's why wherever I am prompted to write, I have to write. And what I've been practicing for some time was singing a few of the poems, and I record it as well. So raw materials. I practice singing a few of them.
To just put a bit of humor here, perhaps, well, a lot of us have watched the comedy The Golden Girls, and Blanche is always the writer, and she goes one day that she's going to write everything down, and she wakes up and she says, and I'm going to sleep, perchance to dream, and she tells Rose, are you writing this down? And in that same episode, I think she talks about her blocks. But putting that aside, I used to write poems as well. I used to. And I have a friend, a very good friend, who I spoke to you about. Very, very smart individual. and she even went ahead and published her poems. Okay, but I don't do it anymore. I think that, I don't know, maybe I'm just lazy to do that. But I think that if I would put myself to it, I can be inspired.
When it comes to the things that are lazy, you know, pa, that the inspiration when it comes to you, it's not lazy. You're not lazy. That when it comes to you, you can get the verge to go there and nothing will stop you.
Right.
But you come back. It will come
Well,
back to you.
I'm hoping, I'm hoping that it does. I'm hoping that it does, and I hope that I don't have to do what some people do to get out of the writer's block, because I was reading that some of the best, some of the masterpieces, some of the best poems have been written after a person has had received writer's block, that they get the inspiration by being completely nude.
Oh, wow.
It's just one of those weird things. You know what I mean? But that's just some side commentary there. Don't try it. But I want to congratulate you.
Thank you.
I want to congratulate you. I think that you are one of those gems that can actually sit down and write so many poems, and to think that it's not only what you do for you, but what you do for others. You know what I mean? Because every time you come in and you share, you call in and you share a poem, and we talk about it, we're hopefully inspiring other people.
Yeah.
And it's not only the poem, you know.
Motivating.
It's not only the poem, you know. It's the meaning behind the poem.
But that's
Manuel,
exactly
you know, the
it.
meaning
That's
behind the
exactly
poem.
it.
Because you know, sometimes people call us and they say, yeah, that poem really touched us. Sometimes they text and they say, you know, it's really good. But Delvey, as we continue right here this morning, this show is all about you. These two segments that we'll be having, it's all about you. Preparation of publishing your poems, getting your poems together out there, copyright and everything. Where you need to go to get that done? Or are you thinking about something like that?
I have been thinking about it for years, actually. But the thing is, for a period of time, I've been caught up with teaching and studying. So I was studying for my bachelor's, and I'm finished now with that segment of my life. So, and then it has been something that I have always wanted to do, you know, to have them and to share them with other people, because at the end of the day, like what you guys said, you know, if it inspires someone or, you know, leads someone closer to God because of the message, then that is something that I want to do. But the thing is, it's like the last time we spoke, I said I don't know what's the avenue that I should take, or who I should call, or, you know, so.
Yeah, they have this, are you familiar with the Durans in Benke? We had a Carmen Emmanuel? Ivan Duran and the Stone Tree Records?
Yes.
They do a lot of publishing of books, you know.
They do.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look up right now the name of the person. Actually, I'm on her Facebook page right now and send her a message.
Okay.
Yeah.
And because I think that you would do well, but it would be demanding in a certain way where you'll have to sit with your publisher and do all of that work. But whatever help that you need, you know,
Yes.
it's gonna come. It's gonna be a while before it happens, but share it with the people. A lot of people are gonna would welcome the idea of buying your poems or buying your books and just reading them as a source of inspiration to them.
Yes.
Yeah, what takes an author far as well, Delvey and Emmanuel, is like when you try to do something that you can incorporate in the schools. As we could remember, one time, all the way back, they have all the nursery rhymes. Most of the nursery rhymes, they come from different place apart from our country. You know, if you can get some of those poems pertaining to school, you know, they have the sounds, the wheels of the bus going round and round, ABC, we go into school today, you know, then the things are like that, they never get old, because they keep on playing and playing and
the
playing.
Owl and the Pussycat.
Yes, all of the things. But you know, Delvey, when you decide to go that way, you need to get somebody strong behind you, because you meet a lot of blocks. People want to do this, want to do that for you. But a lot of people have their own interests. When they say, oh, this is good, I could make a lot out of this. Like I tell you, she has sponsored this book. When you look, they have it copyrighted to themselves. They got all your rights. All rights are reserved to them. You have to make sure you look into that. And there is a way that you can register your product, your material, right here in Belize. They have the archives that you could register and things. And by doing that, nobody cannot use that without your written permission. Because they have people who that take it, one of your poem, and they put it in a form of a song, but that is your material.
Yes.
You understand? And that shouldn't go like that.
It's
but
a copyright.
Yes, right there, I believe, it happened a lot. And you hear this one, me bring out this song, and this one, me have this game show, but that it was my idea, and this and that, but I never write down. You see, like this thing with Sugar City, when we started out in 1992, not the band started in 1992, we were way back from 1978. But one time we did that album in 1991-92, straight from Sugar City. I don't know if you remember that album, Give Me More, Punta Rock. We don't want no lazy woman. We did that album that called straight from Sugar City. That time they used to call this place Rambo Town. But when we started straight from Sugar City, right now you got Sugar City Taxi, you got Sugar City Chinese Restaurant, you got Sugar City Radio Station, you got Sugar City Boys, you got Sugar City Girls, you got a lot of Sugar City things. But that is not copyrighted. We got the Sugar City Morning Show. You understand? So people just use it just like that. But once you have your materials copyrighted, then that cannot happen. Because a lot of people benefit from using your materials.
And that's the direction I want to take, because I have spoken to persons, a lot of persons have told me, you have some good stuff, why you not bring them out and thing. And like, I don't know head nor foot how to go about doing it, but you know, so I am open for that, you know, for that assistance that.
Yeah. We'll take a little break and then we'll hear some of your point.
Okay.
But when time you get somebody to manage you, Delve, or to do something for you, make sure when you sign anything, it's always in your interests. And not make them tell you we are signed 50-50. You consult before you do it. Make sure, because that you have the material. So make sure when you do anything, it's you on top and not them.
Let's take a break and we'll be right back with you when it's 23 minutes before 8 o'clock, 7:37. We'll be right back with you after these messages.
Fast and reliable internet connection is crucial to the success of any business. That's why we at Pink Boutique chose DigiNet. Not only is it affordable, but it is service we can depend on to keep our business running 24/7. Plus, our DigiNet business plan allows us to stay ahead of the competition. For only $99, we get a dependable fiber connection at super fast speeds. Visit your nearest BTL office and ask about how DigiNet can enhance your business today.
Now available in San Pedro, Northside Belize City, Ladyville, and Belmopan. Coming soon to Orange Walk.
The Philip Goldson Highway between Belize City and the Philip Goldson International Airport is getting a major facelift to the tune of $31.5 million. Section B of the highway upgrading project between Haulover Bridge and the Buttonwood Bay Boulevard roundabout is underway at an investment of $21 million. Works consist of the full rehabilitation of the road to paved standard, which includes the widening of the road to 4 lanes, lined sidewalks and drains, wide shoulders, median, and parking, plus a bus lane at designated sections of the road. LED road lighting will be installed along with road safety features such as signs, reflectors, and road markings. The project will also facilitate in the improvement of underground infrastructure for the public utility companies. The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
You have an 8-cylinder powerful engine disguised as an aluminum alloy that spins at 8,000 revolutions per minute.
Goes like this. You think it's a turbo?
No, with a cleaning of injectors and a change of oil, you will run more efficient, my friend.
For those who understand the engine like it talks to you, we speak machine. Rush France, making the world function. Authorized agent, German Vega & Sons. Telephone number 322-3625. Email germanvega@btl.net.
Everyone needs a getaway. Why not make it in your own backyard? Learn the history of your old capital. Or venture out on a road trip to experience the village life and be captivated by nature's wildlife, culture, and food. Belize, where you can discover how to be a Belizean traveler.
Everybody wants a clean and healthy family. That's why they purchase the best food products and the cleansing materials. This time, we give you a bigger size of La Costeña products like the mouth-watering fried beans and the pasta sauce. And surely for your clean laundry, we have the breathtaking aroma of Ensueño Max Suavitel. Even your visitors will ask what you clean your floors and restrooms with. And you can boast it is of Pinol products and Sultan muriatic acid now in 900 milliliters. And much more for the best prices only at German Vega & Sons Imports. We serve you at number 5 San Antonio Road, Orange Walk Town. You can even call us at 322-3625 or 322-2672. Or you can even send us a fax at 322-2571 or email us at germanvega@btl.net. German Vega & Sons Limited, because we care for you.
Maintaining steadiness, consolidating stability, advancing growth.
In the Capital 3 budget, provisions of over 43 million have been made to finance the following key infrastructure projects. Continuation of the upgrading of the Hummingbird Highway, $11 million. Continuation of the Belize Southside Poverty Alleviation Project, $4 million. Commencement of work on the upgrading of new sections of the George Price Highway, including the construction of a new double-lane bridge at Roaring Creek, $13 million. Commencement of work on the upgrading of a new section of the Philip Golson Highway, $5 million. Commencement of work on the new Airport Link Road, joining the access road to the PGIA, joining that with the Western Highway, $3 million. Commencement of work on the new Hallover Bridge, $3 million. And commencement of work on phase 1 of the Caracol Road project, $4 million. In addition, provision of $9.5 million has also been made for projects in the education and health sectors and towards our vaunted poverty alleviation programs. Mr. Speaker, I should point out that as we have done in all the years since taking office, we will again be financing our capital program wholly from concessional sources provided by our international development partners. We will not be borrowing any funds on commercial terms. These are the investments that will continue the transformation and continue to bring the jobs, to lower even more the unemployment rate and lift lives and the economy.
The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
Welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. It's now 16 minutes away from 8 o'clock, Emmanuel.
I know, I never had time for eating me tart.
What's your thought? What's your thought for
my
today?
Tart, my coconut tart.
You know, you tell Miss Betty thanks.
I don't eat it yet, Miss Betty, by any means. Thank you very much. Delvi, thank you very much. I am not sharing. I want you to know. Call me anything you want. Call me.
Well, not getting no that.
Not getting with me. No quarrel with that.
Delvi, so right now compilation about how many poems you have?
A lot. Right now I have 7, 8 books. I normally write in like exercise books or these types.
You have them well protected?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I mine poems. I mine them, yes.
8 books. You have them dated, the poems?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
so you can actually follow your train of thought throughout
Yes.
the months and the years.
I have some dated back to 2004. I have quite a bit, yes.
When was the last time you wrote?
The week before. Why I didn't bring that book?
No, we're living in a little while ago we mentioned, we're living in some very difficult times, especially with the crime situation.
Yes.
And I'm just hopeful that, and I'm thinking that that it would be good if we could share the message, you know, that your poems bring. In other words, so we can try to get rid of all that crime situation. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to talk to you straight up. If you have God in your life, you don't think about doing damage to other people. Plain and straight.
Yep, that's true.
It. It's not in you to do that.
It's not in you to do that.
Yes.
It's very simple. So if we can get more God into our lives, and we're not talking Tom Saint and they at church every Jesus day, 3 times a day. No.
That's religion.
Because even those who do that,
yeah.
I'm not throwing any stones, but even some of people who do that won't go to heaven for say. Okay?
That's true.
It's by your actions. It's by what you do, how you treat other people, how you love your neighbors, how you love other people, how you treat them with respect.
Well, got develop in your mind as well.
Right.
With dignity, with you know, and authentic and genuine humility. Because I humble this and the other, and you praise yourself, and you're not humble at all. You're proud, no hell. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Okay?
I agree.
But I would like for people to be able to access all this inspiration.
Yeah.
And hopefully we're going to be able to, sometime in the future, be able to go to a bookstore and publish and buy some inspiration by Miss Delvi Flores, and you could go to a bookstore and say, I want Delvi poems.
One of these
because I need some inspiration in my life. But you have some that you'd like to share with us today.
Yes.
Maybe let me get some inspiration.
All right. I brought a few. These ones are dated 2017, so I wrote some of these last year. I like my rough copies.
Okay.
All right. This one I have is entitled Derailed. Like when you train,
like a train.
Yeah, train goes off track.
Goes off track.
Yes, derailed. So it goes like this. We've heard for years that things will change. If you do this, if we try this, crime rate will be way below range. We pay them, we clothe them, we accommodate them in jail cells, and many of them are already trapped within themselves. Conferences were called and private meetings with them were arranged. Yet so many of them are still causing havoc, and society still finds it strange. We are not comfortable. We don't live in peace, afraid to leave even a clothespin outside, for someone might steal. At a point, they waited until nightfall for them to execute a plan. Now a murder happens in broad daylight. The enemy fears no man. What happened? Who's to be blamed? What can be done? Speak the light over Jesus' name. For our country, many who remain silent will understand. For the light is still present, but darkness has taken over the world. So take a leap of faith and pray for the last ones. Let the right cry be heard. not the cry of revenge or the cry of grudge or the cry of hate. Cry out a sound so loud that the very earth will shake. Where has that gone when we used to pray before a meal? Now they are taking Jesus out of the classrooms and Bibles have to be concealed. To keep our nation, we need to turn away from being blind, that the problem is not what we've been focusing on. For change starts with the renewing of our mind.
What do you think is the biggest problem with mankind?
Our mentality.
Our mentality. Our mentality. So the way I see life is it's a constant battle with the way people think and the way people behave.
Yes, because what we think, eventually we speak it. And if we speak it, we do it. Right. And when we do it, then this is what happens.
Exactly. And so, and what the way we think is all part of our egoism. It's part, it's all part of the of who we are. But I asked you that question very simply because a lot of people profess to be Christians, and I'm not throwing stones or anything like that. But do they really think and they want to get back at you?
Then
you want, right.
They want, but I will get to him because this and this and the other.
Yeah.
That I think is a major fault in people. Because if you have faith in God, you are guided by the fact that you don't have to go out and go to that person anything. Life on its own will take care of that person.
Yeah, true.
And it requires a lot to be able to just shut your eyes and shut your ears and shut your mouth after somebody has hurt you.
Yeah.
But I think it's a part of the growth process that you go
Yes.
through. You understand me? But once we just to come out our name and then somebody does something to you, well, I will get to you and I will get to you. I think that's a major fault.
Yeah.
And we need to. But the thing is that we become upset when people tell us our faults.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm okay. I'm this and the other, and put on the airs.
Yes.
But I think that's one of the big faults that we have. We're very vindictive.
Yeah.
Just naturally very vindictive, and that is in part in my spiritual growth. I have found out that I don't need to do anything to anybody to get back at that person. Life is going to take care of that person.
Yep.
Do you agree with me?
I do. And once you have God with you, the thing is what I want for persons to understand is that being a Christian doesn't mean, I will sit in church, I will just sit in church and pray and think. Being a Christian means you walk with Christ. It's that relationship that you form with Him. And then, yes, we make mistakes because we are humans. We are human beings. But like you said, that's a part of the growth process. So when we make a mistake, knowing we are in a relationship with Christ, we repent. Whereas other person, I want to shoot you for that. Right? So that's the difference there. When we make a mistake, we take it to God because we're in a relationship with Him. Whereas other persons or those who claim to be with God, somebody do their son, they want to hold gun and you understand there?
One lee beef
and a whole block gets shoot up. You see? So we are transformed by the renewing of our mind. So if we take our relationship seriously with Christ, we will never be perfect. And God knew that. But He has a place in His heart, in our heart, for us to walk with Him, to talk with Him. And we have less time to focus on the things of the world.
What are your views if I tell you something somebody told me, says, pardon people, Emmanuel, pardon them, learn how to pardon people, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace in your life.
Yeah.
Your comments.
Yeah. When we when we have like unforgiving thoughts or unforgiving feelings towards someone, that person goes to sleep at night. And we are the ones sitting up thinking, and I want to do me this, and I want to do me that. Can't sleep, and that person is sleeping.
Ton because it bother you.
It bother me. That person has nothing to do with that, right? So forgiveness, and we should easily forgive persons. We are sinful people. So if we are being hard to forgive someone else, then God forgives us. So who are we? right?
Not to forgive.
Not to forgive others.
Yes, I like that. I like that. So
who are we to
There'll
not
be his
forgive
verse, boy.
others?
No, it's part of your spiritual growth.
It's spiritual growth.
And
so
the earlier poems that you wrote before you got into the Christian world, are they different from the ones you're doing? The previous ones before you became a Christian, are those poems, messages in those poems different from the ones that you do now?
A tad bit, because the messages then I was just focusing on the problem, which is society going haywire. Now I found a solution. Well, my personal opinion, because everybody chooses to walk with God and talk with God, you know, but He is still the solution. So now that is what changed here. We actually have a solution for all of the problems. I wrote about problems there.
But you're not sure back then.
No.
Since you became a Christian, you're not sure back then ones, right?
No, I still have
you
those.
You
are
don't
what,
this morning.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't. Those are what makes up my 8 books. So I don't exclude them.
Okay. Well, make we hear our next nice poem this morning. All of them are nice. Let's hear the next one this morning. Make us see what inspiration you will give us in this one.
All right. This one is entitled "Who is Who." See, and sometimes I put a title and I have to scratch because, you know, they stick with me.
The things happen. It happens.
All right, who is who? It says, grandmother was so loved. Why did she have to die? I prayed and prayed for God to heal her, day and night, hoping He'd hear my cry. My children were dear to me, and in a fire they were consumed. Where was God when I needed Him? The every holy and almighty, as many presume. I sold my house to be with this person. He wanted to move away. So I followed him with my whole heart, and now divorced I am today. I prayed to God to keep him with me, but He never did. And I'm supposed to keep believing, now that I'm alone and off the grid? Now all my friends are getting married, and everyone is doing so well. I pray to God to save me, because on the beach side I have to sell. But I am still supposed to be obedient, and I can't get what I want? Where is God in all of this? He is to catch me before I fall. I asked my parents for the latest Galaxy. They can't seem to find the money for it. So to God I made a pledge. If you would but grant me this one phone, Lord, to you I'd give my whole heart. When I finally received it, I said, thank you, Lord, you've done your part. Many times we perceive God as being just a pocketbook. We take Him out when necessary, and other times He's lost away. Under the bed, we don't even bother to look. Until we realize we need a number or a contact from His archive. Then we are scrummaging under all the dirty clothes. We have to search and dive. He is who He is, and nothing is greater than His might. So when you think you're controlling God, remember it is by His grace that you get to wake up or even get to sleep at night.
Bam, bam, bam.
So
I like that.
Yes.
Very cool. Folks, Delve has a compilation of poems. She has the desire and the will to publish these poems. So you all out there, even if you're not the person that can do it, if you know somebody that can help Delve go forward in publishing these poems and get them copyrighted, you know, you can always reach Delve at what number, Delve?
635-6377.
That's it.
Repeat that, Emmanuel.
635-6377.
Yeah, myself and Emmanuel, we will try to see what we can do on this end, but it's not only by bringing out these poems, Emmanuel, by having them published, we're not only helping Delve, but we're helping the community, because these poems has some great
message.
Yeah, real great message behind it, you know? So by doing that, it goes farther than that. So if you out there has that information, kindly reach us. You can reach us here at the Sugar City Morning Show or on Delve's number, or you can reach me.
Delve, you got Facebook?
No.
You don't have Facebook, okay.
All right, so reach us and we will try to see, you know, the best we can do, because these messages needs to be out there. You see them play the Judge McKee's story on time, sometimes on the radio. We don't really know if the man had these poems copyrighted, but if those poems were copyrighted and Belize were following the copyright law, anytime that play, somebody in his family or somebody who has a copyright documentation for that.
Give Ali too, say.
Yes, give Ali something. You understand? So it goes a far way. It's not only to get it out there, you know. You get it out there, but get it out the right way.
Yes.
Okay, Delve, it has been a pleasure. Anything else you'd like to add that we never touched upon this morning?
No, it's all about the message, you know. It's all about the message, and like I mentioned to Mr. Checky earlier, the reason why I do this is not, oh, I want to get famous and I want people to see me, and no. You know, God has been really good to me, you know. He has been good to my family. My mom, she works very hard and still working, you know, and this is a gift that God has blessed me with, and I always pray, I say, Lord, I just want you have me to live out my purpose in this life before I die, and if this is a part of it, then I welcome it. But I appreciate sharing it with other people to know that God is, He's here for everybody, but He wants that we have that faith, that renewing of our mind, you know, to come to Him.
That is humility, and not get me wrong. Humility no means you're poor. Mm-hmm. Humility is the perfect, the best,
the greatest strength.
The best definition of the word is permitting yourself to do the will of God. Mm-hmm. That's humility. Yeah. Un beso una persona bastante humilde. Yeah, but whenever you are, you permit yourself to do the will of God, to do the right thing, then that's the best description of humility. And I like that. I like that very much. Thank you, Delvin.
Anybody want to shout out before you go this morning?
You have a lot of students in San Pedro. You'd like to shout out.
It's too many of them to name.
You could generalize.
Generalize.
And I know a lot of folks at home as well.
Yes, I just want to say thanks and a great morning to my mom, my family, my son, Devan, and all my students and my colleagues in San Pedro, getting ready to go back to school on Monday. So
Monday free paper bun.
Free paper bun for Sunday evening. Sunday evening. So
Delve, this show is all day on YouTube, so you have the opportunity to view it today, anytime, 10 years from now. You're always there. Just go to the Sugar City Morning Show on YouTube and you will see this.
Yes.
And it repeats tonight at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
It's 2 minutes after 8 o'clock. Thank you, Delvi.
Thank you so much.
Very much. I'm sure that in the we will always have a space for you here.
Yes, this is home. This is home.
Always have a space for you here.
Yes.
And I want to thank you for always having something for us. Some sort of inspiration, some sort of motivational thought, some poem or whatever. And may God continue to bless you.
Thank you. And same.
Compañeros, vamos a una pausa. Son las 8:03. It's exactly 8:03. And we'll be right back with more. Vamos a una pausa, compañeros. Vamos a estos anuncios comerciales y estaremos de vuelta con ustedes tan pronto estos anuncios.
They see you and how you're living. Always a star. Yes, you live in color to the limit. Large and in charge. Yes, that's why you rock with Buster. Refreshing range of colorful flavors. Always a star, never the audience. You run things never run you. Yes, you are the life of it, not just a part of it. Your life is never black and white. Live in full color. Buster.
Before we signed up for Diginet, things at home were a bit...
Mom, I'm just hacking up the internet. Fix it.
Chaotic when it came to the internet. But since we signed up for Diginet, fiber optic internet for your home, everything has been going awesome. Everyone can be online at the same time, consistent and reliable speeds, no more fighting for internet. It's a mother's dream. It's so affordable. I got a 20 megabyte plan for only $169 monthly. Plus, it comes bundled with a free postpaid plan and free home phone service. We're saving over $200 monthly. It's an unbelievable deal. Perfect for families. Trust me. Visit your nearest BTL office and ask about Diginet today.
available in San Pedro, Northside Belize City, Ladyville, and Belmopan. Coming soon to Orange Walk.
The San Ignacio-Santa Elena Bypass Project is now complete. The transformation began in 2012, and now residents of the Twin Towns and visitors alike are enjoying the end result. Works include the full pavement of Lamalus Boulevard, along with 2 miles of sidewalks and drainage, LED lighting, and a roundabout at the entrance of Santa Elena. The Twin Towns now boast the longest and widest bridge in Belize, immune to flooding from the occasional rise in water levels of the McCall River. A bypass road was also built linking the new bridge to Joseph Andrews Drive, which was rehabilitated, as well as 1 mile of pavement, a median, and 2 miles of sidewalks and drainage. This was all done to the tune of $34.8 million. But that's not all. The project was extended due to savings from the successful execution and implementation of the initial scope of works. Now over 2 miles of additional road works will commence, including George Price Avenue, Liberty Avenue, and the George Price Highway between Three Flags and Hawksworth Bridge. The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
Everyone needs a getaway. Why not do it in your own country? Sun, fun, and relaxation are just a short distance away. Have a taste of barefoot living, or enjoy the sounds and taste of an authentic Garifuna village. Allow yourself to be swept away by Southern hospitality and living. Escape the hectic world and enjoy a beautiful sunset. Belize, where you can discover how to be a Belizean traveler.
Motor 5.0, 4 válvulas por cilindro. Todos quisiéramos una. Como que no agarra, ¿no? Siento como que se le pega el... ¿Balancín? Vamos a darte el aceite que te mereces. Vas a correr como rayo, preciosa.
Los que oímos más allá de las revoluciones, hablamos máquina. Roche France, poniendo el mundo a funcionar.
Agente autorizado German Vega y Sons. Teléfono 322-3625. Roche France.
The first 2 phases of the Hummingbird Highway Rehabilitation Project from the Belmopan Roundabout Junction to Saboon Bridge and Alta Vista Bridge to Dangriga Town has already made a remarkable difference for commuters and residents alike. These first 2 phases are a $16.5 million investment by the government of Belize. Under this project, the highway is being rehabilitated through improvement of the road pavement to create a safer environment for the public. Improvements, especially in the areas that pose a high risk to motorists, include the introduction of paved road shoulders, high visibility line markings, reflective road studs, bus laybys, and other features that will bring the entire road segment in line with internationally recognized standards. Additionally, the replacement of the existing single-lane bridges will reduce road user risks. These improvements will increase economic, tourism, and agricultural opportunities, further encouraging the social development of Belize, particularly in the south. The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
Every day when my daddy gets up to go to work, he says this is for me to have a better life. But I say, Daddy, we have a better life. Mommy don't have to leave home to wash my clothes anymore. We don't have to go all the way to a pump and back home to wash every bucket. No, Mommy just have to turn on the pipe and wash up and make we bathe as long as we want. Even the school teacher make we wash we hand the pipe instead of a nasty bucket like before. See, Daddy, life is better. Water the life.
Six cylinders to pure potential and better performance.
It looks like it vibrates. You think it could be the horsepower?
With a quart of oil and the calibration of the injectors, it will start to get the washers again on the street.
We take a motor to its optimal level. We speak machine. Rush France, making the world function. Authorized agent, German Vega and Sons. Telephone number 322-3625. Email germanvega@btl.net.
Residents of Dangriga now have their very own brand new modernized multi-purpose complex, compliments of the government of Belize. This $3.5 million investment in the cultural capital will host sporting events, cultural events, and shows, and can double as a hurricane shelter. Features include seating for 1,000, a fully FIBA certified wooden court, locker rooms with full bathrooms, a stage and changing rooms backstage, concession stands, office space, and ample parking. The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
Welcome back to the Sugar City, man. And sure, see, man, no there because he eat the tat. I don't eat my tat already, but because I share with them, boy, then I could come back, but he not share, so he lash back right now. But we got a duck right there. So, Doc, how hot is the weather hot outside, and it's hot like what? Tell me.
Well, if you're talking about real weather, it's nice. But if you're talking the political weather, it's hot.
It's hot like what?
Very hot.
Hot like fire hot?
Boy,
hot like pepper?
Hot like melting iron.
But good morning, Doc.
Morning, Chicky, morning.
You look like you're well rested, man.
I did. What happened is that I didn't see the show last night. I was waiting for it. But I have a little flu. You know, I went on the weekend to the villages of San Antonio and Saruman, took a dip on the river, and I got a little cold. So I got a tablet yesterday to ease it, but that made me sleep, so I didn't see the show. But I'm very happy. I got a lot of 25 missed calls, which tells me that perhaps people wanted to, perhaps give me some more ideas or augment the issue. That's why I decided to come around.
You're going to San Antonio. How is the journey from here to San Antonio?
Excellent.
Tell me about it.
Boy, never in my life had I ridden a smooth road. I mean, most of it paved and the latter part cemented. A good bridge. People are happy about it. They can bring. I remember, days gone by that San Antonio used to have, still has a lot of 4x4 Bedford trucks from the army. They used these trucks because the road was so bad coming from San Antonio to Yo Creek that only these Bedford 4x4 trucks could have gone through the low pieces of terrain that was there. Today, listen, they fly around with this. Everything is beautiful, nice, and no more breaking springs, no more shocks just falling apart. The trucks look clean when they reach the factory. I mean, no dust hit them. So they're happy for it, and we're thankful. And most of them are thankful to the fact that the leader they elected for 3 terms, had vision that paved them that road to give them that satisfaction so that they can move out, in and out, goods and services to the village. To the village of San Antonio and Santa Cruz. No, yeah. It's the Deputy Prime Minister Gaspar Vega. So kudos to the man. And I understand people are very thankful. Like I mentioned yesterday, I met people that would love to meet the man again and tell him, thank you, Minister, thank you, DPM, for all that you did for us, because nobody, and I'll tell you what, nobody had done something like that. The past PUP administration that was there, they didn't thought about these people. They abandoned them. Sarbula was minister, I think, twice there. Man, the man didn't do anything for these people. That's why these people embraced DPM Gaspar Vega, and the love they have for him is something, you know, that will last forever. The true friendship that he built, the help that he did give to the people, something that I have seen, I have witnessed that.
Big transformation for
That's
North.
right,
Another like what, that about like 9 villages?
Yeah, 9 villages. What happened is that he gave them the water system, he fixed schools, he fixed the streets, the roads, the lighting system, expanded electricity, and in fact there was a program where they could have gotten electricity into their homes, that reached them. Brand new schools, I mean, you name it. You know, a multi-purpose center in land for new first time.
Electrification in Nuevo San Juan and the area of San Luis.
No more flooding in Blackwater Creek.
That's right. And then, you
remember how back used to stand when that rain used to come down?
I have my sister living in San Lorenzo housing site. You know, she got a loan from the DFC to get a house there. And the first week that there was rain, she called me. Tell you know what, man, we have water is up to above our knees. The septic just floated and spun over 180 degrees. So it was a disaster. I mean, she said, I'm paying this house, I don't know what I'm going to do, and it's cracking up, and then, you know, water is coming through the roof. It's a mess. So what happened is that with this project that DPM Gaspar Vega did for Blackwater, I mean, even San Lorenzo housing site is no longer flooding. So he doesn't only work for the people in his area, because San Lorenzo housing site is not in his area, it's in January Reseño's area. So,
but they still benefited.
That's right. That's right. Yes, and my sister is feeling better because she changed, I think, 3 or 4 houses before she settled on one. Every time she had to move from one to the next, and so forth. And a lot of people can tell you that. And that was Johnny's trophy of development for Central. That's a disgrace, man. Jesus, But then he gave the lowest land to this project. You know, the best land that he had right in front, beside him, right beside here. It's a better land. He did not do that. He gave the worst land to the project. So that's the heart Briseños have for people. I mean, give them the worst. I tell you, I'm very proud of what has happened in North Bay. A lot of good things have happened. I think nobody will ever be able to do that much investment in infrastructure as what has happened there.
Do you believe that people
Pero
from the
una
original
cosa
North
quiero decirte que aparte de todos esos proyectos, la ayuda personal que vino de parte de la familia Vega a esta gente es fuerte.
Y todavía sigue. Todavía sigue. Sí, porque
todavía sigue el proyecto de los viejitos.
Pantry program.
Yeah, Boost and Pantry program is there. It's a
para que hay gente de mayor edad que pues ya no pueden trabajar y que se tienen que sentar en su casa,
pero sabes que
consiguen su caja de alimentos, ¿no es así? Consiguen medicina, consiguen todo esto y todos estos proyectos que continúan,
pero ¿sabes qué, Manuel?
Hasta el día de hoy.
¿Sabes qué? El señor Gaspar Vega no es un señor de fireworks. Big old bitches, yo estoy haciendo eso, yo estoy haciendo el otro, pero bastante cosa está pasando. Pero él no está en la televisión cada día y dice, estamos haciendo eso, da gracias. Él no es ese tipo de persona.
¿Eso es bueno o eso es, hasta cierto punto es malo? Es bueno porque es una virtud. No hagas que tu mano izquierda sepa lo que tu mano derecha está haciendo. Hasta la Biblia lo dice. Pero en política es completamente diferente. Es por bueno que lo digas para que la gente se concientice y que sepa.
Well, that is natural in him. Like when they said when the man may run the sleeper, the boy they come.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know if you know about that, but they said it. You know, he joked. They said, you know, we are the soldiers behind him. So we get the feedback. Say, pretty boy from Orange Jock is running north, right? And so many people said, well, this man. You know, they started having some ideas, but thanks to Belizean Voice and the works of Maurice Cocom and Paula Ack, you know, the idea was brought forward that Gaspar is a genuine person, and you know, the most beautiful thing is that Gaspar was what we said. He worked for his people, and what surprises me is that even the PUP comments that really Gaspar Vega helped his people, and that had not happened in their time. So it's true, the transformation of North happened under his watch. He gave all to the people. And honestly, there's nobody that can fill that big shoes that Gaspar Vega is leaving.
Big shoes.
Yes.
But when the Honorable Gaspar Vega first ran, I think he unseated a two-term era representative, right?
That's
What was the margin in 2008 when the Honorable Gaspar Vega first won? Because I know on Belizean Voice, we were big behind it, and all of us was working towards that cause. You can remember what was that margin that if it's with a scrape dog or
no. I think it's over 1,000 votes he won. It was overwhelming. I mean, I remember, you know, walking the DPM in villages like San Luis, San Jose, you know, when he was campaigning. In fact, I remember when he also summoned people with their trucks to go haul stones to fix the back street in San Jose. Big potholes there that nobody had watched. In fact, I tell you what, the big bridge that was there also behind Matias in San Pablo, I mean, said that a truck had gone in there and disappeared. All these things were fixed. All these places, I mean, look, trucks couldn't go on the back street. People know that. But then right now, it's a smooth sailing street. You go to San Jose, yes, it's a little dusty, of course, but you can drive all around the place and see the whole village. All the expansion in lots that he gave to the first-time owners, first-time, you know, the younger generation, all that is open on streets and light and water and all these things is there. So it's something that if people sometimes have forgotten, I am a testament to this. I saw it happen, and I knew that these people needed these things. But sometimes, you know, people, after they get all these things, they have a tendency to forget, you know, who really did all these things. But yes, man, it's the United Democratic Party government with the vision of the Deputy Prime Minister Gaspar Vega. All these things were done.
That the representative that the Honorable Gaspar Vega unseated was there for 2 terms. But what was the vision of the people? What was the, when you were on the campaign trail, what was the people saying to the Honorable Gaspar Vega at that time to give him that big victory?
Right, the main focus was development. The main focus was to bring forth the transformation of the area. What happened, poverty alleviation was one of the main things. Really, people were in dire need of infrastructure, and in fact, many things, schools, you know, lights, and all these things, streets. So his vision was to come and try alleviate and make sure that there was something beyond the development of this village. And I think that was very successful, because what Cerebral was thinking most was on the cane farmer side, which, come to think about it, cane farming is a business that has been here for the past 50, 60 years. And we certainly had seen that some farmers had been in this business for that period of time, and in fact, they were still struggling, perhaps to keep their family afloat, or still, you know, having to go borrow money at the bank before every crop so that they can fix their machinery, so that they can work, pay during the crop, and by the ending of the crop, they are still on the same way like they were before. This was something very redundant. And so he needed to alleviate that situation and help them that, you know, they were breaking so much machine on those bad roads, you know, getting their vehicles that are expensively bought, all breaking up. So they had this, you know what, we need to help the farmer. We need to help these people by fixing some of their streets, but also giving, and we must put a big line on this, giving that fuel subsidy to farmers. Remember, farmers are getting their fuel subsidized. This is very important, and this is the vision of the United Democratic Party. Please don't forget that this touches everybody. It's across the board. You could be any kind of pea. Once you are a cane farmer, you're going to get this, and in fact, their waivers on licenses, truck licenses and all these things, because they want to help cane farmers do better. So it's something that we need to remind these people. But those are the things that Gaspar had seen. And besides, people were asking also for land. They were asking for house lots. First time people that, just got married, in a house you probably find 3 or 4 families living together. They did not have a house. They didn't have a piece of land where they can build. He saw that and he realized, the day I have the opportunity, I need to alleviate this, because you cannot have 4 families living in a lot. In fact, sometimes there were 3, there were 4, there were 5 families living in one house.
Doctor, I think
so.
That,
these are the things by his land distribution program that he had. He gave land to these people.
He stands out as, I think, the only minister that has, a representative that has given out more lands than anybody else.
But if you compare, we did a comparison. Johnny gave less than 10,000 lots in 10 years. Gaspar gave more than 50,000 lots to first-time owners in his period of time.
You said 15 or 50?
50, 50.
Now, going back to Checky's question a while ago, it's kind of difficult to get the 2008 results. For some reason, he says,
it's supposed to
can't,
be there.
but it's supposed to be there. But I managed to get the 2012 results. That is for Orange Walk North, when he ran against Jorge Alberto George Briceño.
Okay.
And there were 5,822 votes that were cast, and Mr. Vega got 58.49% of that, 3,405, and his opponent, he beat his opponent by over 1,000 votes. So you were right. 2,357. Now, the point I want to make is that in 2015, Orange Walk North representative ran against Ramon Monchi Cervantes, and Mr. Gaspar won with 3,551 votes, and Ramon Cervantes got 3,062. And let me just quickly tell you there that even though some pundits would want to say, oh, but the margin has decreased. Yes, we're not going to shy about that. But Mr. Gaspar Vega stands out as the only representative, as the one who topped the polls in numbers. 3,551. Tried to get another representative who got 3,551. Nationally, he was the most popular representative. He won by 3,551 votes, more than anybody else.
And I believe the first one in 2008, it was close to 1,000 as well, no, Maurice?
I would imagine so.
Over 1,000.
I would
over
imagine
1,000.
so.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yet, we need to, we know that the DPM was very popular because of his deeds. He worked hard for his people. And it's something commendable. That land distribution program that he had, can you imagine? It's funny, we're talking about land right now. And we just heard what Johnny Briceño has in land. But he always accused, he was the one finger pointing, corruption, corruption, corruption. But we need to remind the people that Johnny Briceño gave less than 8,000 lots in his 10 years to people in Belize. Gaspar gave over 50,000 lots to people. He fulfilled that gap that Johnny, well, you can clearly see that Johnny, instead of giving, he was taking. He don't want to give nobody any lot, man. He want that. In fact, he took the public health inspector lot, which belongs to the government of Belize, as his parking place for his vehicles, center vehicles. Isn't that a shame? Governor Orange Walk, we cannot tolerate this, man.
There's a bear in the market that is aptly named Land Shark.
Yeah. But then, I need to bring back that issue about Richmond Hill or Goat Hill that we were discussing yesterday.
Tell the people what that there, Doc.
That is right here going towards Guinea Grass.
Do you know where that is?
Yeah, but some people might know, right?
It's going to Guinea Grass. Yes, but after this place was another agriculture station that we had.
I visited the area last year.
Good morning, Sugar City Morning.
Hola, Paz, ¿cómo estás? Buenos días.
Morning, brother, morning.
I got a lot of respect for Mr. Augusto Vega. That man really make the noise on the region look good. That man really worked for his area. You know, San Antonio highway all the way to there. He fixed the place for the Salaman. It bring a lot of development, a lot of progress under for him. Fine, you know. So a lot of people got a lot of respect for that man. The kind of man was very genuine. He is very genuine. And that man worked for his area, not just for his area, but the entire country of Belize. A lot of people, you know, really highly appreciate that man. The guy is a man of vision. He works for the people. That man, anybody would say, man, this guy really worked for the people. For 10 years, he's there. Johnny Britannia, zero. That man know the grabland. That man grabland all over the country, Lot Island. Simple, if you know, investigate Dr. Meg. Dr. Meg have a lot of islands in a Bohemian. That's the one they're supposed to investigate. Dr. Meg, he died and he left a lot of islands. I know that for a fact. A lot of Jari Koreans have land which are for Jari. Jari is very genuine of those transactions. Right? They really have to investigate about it and make the people ask for making resign for that corruption he is doing, he has done. The man really need to be investigated because this up here, he talk about corruption and you know what yourself on the middle. And that's supposed to be, the people have to ask for resignation. For Shana, all the people, you know, all the teachers, everybody knows Johnny background. So I think that a big investigation has to start without opposition party leader. I have to be now. No more wait 2 years now. I highly appreciate Mr. Vega. He work for the people. He give land to the people. He make a lot of development in the north and the entire country of Belize. He's a man of work. He not promise. He not go to the lie and the lie and the lie. But during the interview, the man said every election for the board, he buy the people, the familia being the primero, in an interview when he was saying, and that's the truth. For his family come first. I really knew your boy women that brought high me, that the Nawali worked at the board, none of them can get work. Because for his family come first. So I want to get out of the young boy, you know, whoever they're behind me, I'll come for the job when he promised them. I can't give him a job. Huh? So I think this all we have to wait 2 more years. We don't know. We have to ask for making resign for the person you have as party leader, opposition party leader. Karim just wait for making take over. Because Karim is the man. Right now they wait and the fight. Joshua. I can't even know the side of where around the east. Huh? The fight among them. The people of Joshua know why Kevin, trying to push Kevin there because why? Because he could manipulate Kevin. And he could manipulate Carvalho. Every person will run for the PUP. They have to do what Johnny said. And this has to stop. Because on the PUP, when on the vote for PUP, they're not for PUP on the vote for Johnny Britannia, family. So I'm open on the PUP. Ahorita Johnny no estoy dando nada a ustedes que les prometió. Ahorita usted pusieron a PUP allá, van a mirar a sufrir 3 más años, porque no va a haber desarrollo. ¿Ah? Él está allá por negocio, él no está allá para la gente. Eso es lo que un mensaje estoy dando a toda la gente del general, especialmente al PUP, que cuando usted vota para PUP, usted está votando para la familia Briceño y eso hay que acabar. Usted del PUP tiene que hacer un cambio, usted tiene que elegir una persona que va a trabajar por usted, la gente, no para su familia. Gracias.
Thank you.
Gracias,
I believe that this text here merits reading.
Bueno, dice, aquí en San Luis el PUP nunca hizo nada. Todo lo que hicimos, se hizo fue lograr, todo lo que aquí hemos logrado, el sistema de agua, luces, calles, nueva escuela, nuevos terrenos, luz en la cancha, es gracias al gobierno UDP y al honorable Gaspar Vega. El PUP acá no tiene nada que venir a ofrecer, pero como siempre, en donde quiera, siempre hay gente malagradecido.
Aquí en San Luis, ¿no?
Sí, es alguien en San Luis. Pero regresando al tema para no desviarnos, estamos hablando de Richmond Hill. Richmond Hill es algo, yo estoy en la ganadería, yo soy médico veterinario. Ganadería es algo bastante que tengo en el corazón. Y cuando una estación ganadera como Richmond Hill desvanece porque lo agarró una persona, se lo robó al pueblo, mejor dicho, se lo quitó al gobierno, se lo da a Cérvulo Baiza como pago por haber corrido en el norte, y Cérvulo lo vende, se deshacen de una estación de agricultura. Caray, man, ese es el colmo, eso es lo que trae pobreza, es lo que trae problemas, crimen. ¿Ah? Esto era para ayudar a toda esa gente en esa área, en el sur. ¿Y quién está en el sur ahorita? José Abelardo May. Vamos a discutir un poquito de esto. José Abelardo May dice, bueno, es un agrónomo. Pero José Abelardo May jamás debía haber dejado que se destruyera una estación agrícola como
una industria.
Jamás. Pero a pesar de eso, no solo dejó que se desvanezca Richmond Hill, donde acabó la industria de soya, el Soybean Factory, que se gastó casi $20 millones en ello. Él y Ismael Cal se deshacieron de todo lo que es la maquinaria, todos los conceptos. En fin, estaba esta industria, esta fábrica, auspiciado por el gobierno brasileño bajo de un proyecto. Los brasileños que estaban trabajando acá, cuando vieron estos alemanes, lavaron sus manos y se fueron. Ese es un desastre. ¿Cómo tú vas a hacer una cosa así? Ahora, si nosotros hablamos tanto de la diversificación de la industria azucarera, Richmond Hill era uno de ellos. Ayudar a nuestra gente a poder producir el alimento necesario para nuestras mesas. Pero la industria de soya era otra industria para ayudar a nuestra gente a desarrollar.
Vamos a tomarla.
Good morning, Sugar City Morning Show.
Hi, good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
I just want to say Mr. Vega is a very, very good man because he helped people even before he even get in a politics. And that's how I could tell you because he helped me.
Okay.
And I say like when they have flood and thing, all the night the man they would need rubber boots and thing, and I hope the villagers they wouldn't let them down because they know it. You know, see the next politician, they would like other man used to do, especially when flood time and thing. The man used to leave.
Wow. Yes, ma'am.
No, I'm telling you the truth.
We do agree with you, ma'am.
So the man used to put on rubber boots?
Yes. And that's the thing when you see the next one they do. They're rolling in a vehicle and come out and look and think, you know, do that.
Yeah.
And the villagers, they know to their heart they help when they get from the man.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't put along for nothing.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, thank you very much then.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you,
Okay,
ma'am.
sir.
You have a nice day.
You say people recognize.
Yes, but
people recognize.
And then, you know, it makes me laugh because guess what? Remember they used to say the pretty boy for Orange Walk? Boy, the pretty boy for Orange Walk could get foot dirty, could get hand dirty because of the love these people he had for his people. Can't forget that, man. But going back to this issue, Jose Abelardo May, he not only allowed Richmond Hill to disappear, which is primarily important, very important to the people of the South, his people. Gilligrass people would have been, grateful if they could have developed more this agriculture station to provide them with breeding stock so that they can develop their farms, cattle farms, very important. But then the soybean factory, $20 million got into the drain. Man, if you are an agronomist and if you have agriculture in your heart, how on earth could you have allowed that to happen? How could you too? I mean, Ismail Kal purports also being another agronomist. Two of you guys come together and you destroy an industry. You know how many people would have been getting a salary out of that? We import close to $12 million worth of soybean products a year. And that was the reason why that factory was coming. But you guys sat on it and saw that you could have sold a $400,000 combine to the Mennonites for a meager $100,000. I mean, there were about 4 or 5 of these that were sold. Tractors, the New Holland tractors. And you can still see some of the New Holland tractors being driven around. Who has them?
I have a copy of the Auditor General's report on that right in front of me.
On the soybean?
On the soybean project. I have it right in front of me.
Well, I would have wanted to see some people go to jail.
Vehicles and equipment that were sold. The date that it was purchased, the 24th of July in 2001, sold to Josemai for Arlesmai. Description of item, it's a New Holland tractor, TL90 four-wheel drive, serial number 919. I could give the whole score, Papa. 91964.
How much you pay for it?
287767. Meter reading 613. Only 613 hours of work. Cost of item 51,054. And it was sold to Josemai for a mere $35,000. It's only 613 hours of work.
Brand new.
What year
and
was
I'm
that?
wondering, this is 2001, I'm wondering who Kevin Flowers is from DEC Limited. One tractor, TM124 wheel drive, valued at $78,056, was sold to this individual for, again, $35,000. But permit me here. Kevin Flowers, again, one tractor valued at $78,000. He paid $35,000 again. Bucket accessory, 2,000. Oh, I'm going. That wasn't too bad. Harrows, Eladio Garcia. I don't know who this is.
It's a guy from
serial number 7918999. I got a full report in front of me, and I'm basing myself on this. Value 10,108, and get this, it was sold for a mere $1,000, $1,012.
How much was the cost?
10,108. John Cram, one Harrow, 8,847.28 was sold for $5,000. Oh, and it continues.
You have the harvester combines?
I'm going to get to that right now. Planters, boom sprayers, or a planter, serial number 0400-15779, value of $37,000, was sold for $5,000.
We'll get this card. Hello, good morning.
Buenos días, discúlpame que yo le estoy hablando. Oye, estoy haciendo una llamada aquí de San Antonio, Río Hondo.
Sí.
Que acaba de pasar. ¿Qué crees de la migración? Agarró un muchachito que es de acá de San Antonio, un espejo, y ahora se lo llevaron que lo va a ir a Happyville, que porque es inmigrante. ¿Por qué esa gente están haciendo esas cosas? Emanuel, él se iba a su trabajo. ¿Ah? Sí, él es hijo de Elvis Espejo.
Pues si él tiene su documento, no lo puede llevar a la cárcel para migración.
Yo ya lo mandé ahorita, yo ya veo a la policía ahorita diciéndole lo que está sucediendo con migración. La migración aquí está haciendo pura tontería, ¿sabes? Su trabajo que debe de hacer no lo hace, pero él anda haciendo cosas fuera de camino. Pero yo creo que esto tiene un más grande que yo voy a pasar este reporte.
Este muchacho está con un hijo de chino. ¿No?
No es hijo de chino, es
Pero-
de Elvis.
¿Es beliceño?
Sí, es.
Sí, beliceño.
Si ese espejo es beliceño.
Sí, él tiene todo. Solo porque el muchacho se iba a trabajar en el monte y lo agarró la migración y ahora se lo acaba de llevar.
No puede ser. Alguien.
¿Me hace un favor de verme en la estación, man? Él es el Damián Espejo.
Okay.
Damián Espejo.
Ajá, sí. Ahorita le llevan los documentos por el señor ese del Public Works.
Ok, pues vamos a ver cómo podemos comunicar con Mr. Chi.
Ahorita,
Porque ese es un caso de migración.
Ajá.
Muy bien, gracias, ¿eh?
Yo hablé con el inspector Coy. Ajá.
Okay.
¿Sabes quién soy yo?
Ok, mami, seguro que sí.
Continuando con esto, el plow. Yeah, I get this. Un plow serial number 792/4484, valuado a $5,000, se le vendió por $500.
¿Cuánto?
500.
Dilo, Recio.
10% del valor.
Dos
Compañeros, compañeras, este es el reporte del auditor general.
Emmanuel.
I want to hear the harvester company.
Emmanuel, those items were sold or they were on auction?
But they were sold.
No, it was sold just like that, or it was a public
I
auction?
don't know the details, the answer to that
I don't
question.
think public action would probably sell something like that, because public action normally they will recover the cost first,
At
and then
least,
they will
at least. So
whatever they can get.
there would it would bespeak of some little underhanded manner of doing business. I mean, one plow for valued at $5,000, you know, and give it to her for $500. One tractor, you know, and sell it only 613 hours of work, you know, and give it to her for half the price.
That's something new, man.
And I mean, all those harrows and so forth that were sold to the Mennonites. Harrows that were sold to the Mennonites for less than 10, in some cases less than 10% of the value.
The harvester combines are the important ones.
My
Are they there?
God.
Those are the ones that are important, because tell you what, those, I think were 4 or 5 of them that came that really, you know, they just disappeared overnight. And the whole,
I'm sure that if I keep on looking, I will find them. But
but then, you know, going back to this, an industry goes to the drain under their watch. Man, this is intolerable.
But the industry did, the operator never did get into operation.
Never did get into operation. I tell you, it was 90% there, but the organization of farmers was supposed to be happening. The seeds were coming in, and everything was set to happen. But then, because these guys decide that they want a piece of this and decide dismantling and selling left, right, and center, the guys that were setting up this decided that the Brazilians decided that they were going to disappear. They're going to just abscond, leave.
So the farmers, they lose out. They don't make the plant. They don't got their farms with the soy beans and so.
No, they never had that. They had all the equipment, the machinery was there to process the soybean seeds and everything. But then, you know what happens, the machinery had already arrived to start to help the farmer to plow the field so that they can start to plant.
So that never did happen?
No, never that happened.
So you never did start, none at all?
No, not at all. But then, Jesus, $20 million that was invested in there went down the drain. You can't expect this to happen, man. I mean, another industry, and yet the PUP will come and tell you, we need jobs. You know how many jobs these things would have produced? And then, you know, it's an income-generating industry. It's a foreign exchange earner. What it does, whatever we are importing in soya would have been, you know, replaced by the production we could have had here. I mean, Jesus, how many people could have benefit from this?
But that man still continue the wind duck.
Well, it's because I think people don't know exactly what he's been doing, and I think we have to alert the people from South. I was born in San Felipe, and I tell you what, the people in South need to know exactly what is happening with this guy. I mean, maybe we have, like a gentleman told us the last time, maybe some big hand in the Mennonite community also appeared there that they want to. I tell you what, there's something fishy about this, that Mennonites produce chicken as a monopoly. But at the same time, feed is something important. Now, if Belize if feed is produced somewhere else, then their monopoly becomes threatened. But I don't know. It's somebody told us that maybe that could have happened. We're just thinking that maybe it could, maybe not true or whatever. But the thing is that it went down. All right, now we have a little house, a soya house right here in Trial Farm. That it's there, but there's no soybean. There's nothing. But I believe, look at this. People from Trial Farm and Blackwater, keep an eye on this place. Maybe a PUP wants to take over the land because that's their way of doing things. Maybe a PUP looking at that because tell you what, there's no soybean factory. So the little house is right there, kind of abandoned, but next minute you hear, a PUP owns the land.
That we need to take one break. But make I read this text before we go on break. It's not pertaining to what we are talking about, but the person sent this text. He said, we need GOB to curb murder crimes by reinstalling the death penalty. Because of man's sin nature, no government can stop crime but curb it. We take a break and we'll be right back.
Notice the residents of rural communities in Orange Walk and Corozal districts. If you value your health and your children's health, you will dispose of your garbage only at approved sites. The disposal of garbage at any other location is illegal, and if caught, you can be fined up to $5,000. If you don't get caught, you can still suffer health impacts caused by these illegal sites, because illegal dump sites harbor pests such as rodents, possums, and mosquitoes that carry diseases. These can transmit those diseases to you and your children. In addition, the garbage you throw away illegally can contaminate water bodies near your community, the same water bodies you might use for recreation or other purposes. Only with your help can the Department of Environment ensure that Belize's development is safe for present and future generations. You can also contact your local village councils or Belize Solid Waste Management Authority for more information. The Department of Environment thanks you for your help.
Maintaining steadiness, consolidating stability, advancing growth.
Our priorities for the budget, fiscal year 2018-2019, are to continue to provide resources for investments in physical infrastructure, mainly roads and bridges, for education and health, for poverty alleviation, and for citizen security and defense. Mr. Speaker, I repeat, we grasp the nettle with both hands. We rise to meet the challenges, and we will overcome them. This year's budget is structured accordingly, and there therefore can and will be no retreat from our signature pro-poor policies. No retreat from Boost and Food Pantry, no retreat from the apprenticeship program, no retreat from the high school subsidies, no retreat from the payment by GOB for students' CXC exams, no retreat from the funding of the second chance opportunities, no retreat from tuition assistance, no retreat from the plethora of full scholarships, no retreat from the construction of new classrooms, no retreat from new rural water supply systems, health posts, and hospitals, certainly in San Pedro, which we hope to fund from a public-private mix, and also from PG. That's the next priority.
The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
These sunny days are here, and whether it's for a picnic or in your kitchen, you need the meat. Gillette's Meat Shop proudly offers a variety of juicy cuts such as processed meats, ham, bacon, salami, longanisa, and sugar cure ham, just to mention a few. Enjoy our meats in beef, pork, and mutton. So for that healthy cut your family enjoys, visit us at number 18 San Antonio Road in Orange Walk from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 1:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 12:30 and 3 to 5 p.m. Sundays, 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Place your orders at 322-3486 or 322-2175 or even 610-4061. Send us an email at derekgillett31@gmail.com. Gillett's Meat Shop, fresh and processed meats.
Ay, qué rico.
Give me the real milk, the #1 milk, Dano milk, then love Dano milk. You can whip it cream, for Dano milk it is real, yes, Dano milk, then love Dano milk. All over Cayo and in San Pedro, Dano milk, then love Dano milk. Dano milk in the morning, Dano milk in the evening, Dano milk. Give me Dano milk. Up north in Corozal, supermarket and them all. Dano milk, then love Dano milk. All over this land and in Belmopan, yes, Dano milk. Give me Dano milk. Say in Dangriga, down south in PG, Dano milk, then love Dano milk. You can hear this talk, cause it's in Orange Walk, yeah, Dano milk. I love Dano milk. Dano milk powder, probably the best milk powder in the world. Dano.
Everybody wants a clean and healthy family. That's why they purchase the best food products and the cleansing materials. This time, we give you a bigger size of La Costeña products like the mouth-watering fried beans and the pasta sauce. And surely for your clean laundry, we have the breathtaking aroma of Ensueño Max Suavitel. Even your visitors will ask what you clean your floors and restrooms with. And you can boast it is the variety of Pinol products and Sultan muriatic acid now in 900 milliliters. And much more for the best prices only at German Vega and Sons Imports. We serve you at number 5 San Antonio Road, Orange Walk Town. You can even call us at 322-3625 or 322-2672. Or you can even send us a fax at 322-2571 or email us at germanvega@btl.net. German Vega and Sons Limited, because we care for you.
Bienvenidos de vuelta, compañeros. Son las 9:03. Aquí en este último segmento, que vamos a extender un poquito más de las 9 de la mañana. Pero tenemos con nosotros, porque tenemos que tomar ventaja de la presencia del doctor Romero Novelo, que está con nosotros, que tiene mucha información. Y queremos llevar a cabo lo que es nuestro propósito aquí, informar y educar a las personas acerca de lo que ha sucedido en nuestro querido país. Y muchas veces reaccionamos en ciertas formas cuando escuchamos que tal y tal hizo esto, tal cosa, pero muchas veces no reaccionamos porque no sabemos de lo que ha sucedido en el pasado. Así que es de mucha importancia que nosotros les mantengamos informados acerca de los hechos, como son los hechos. Estabas hablando tú de una industria de soya que claro, se fue, antes que empezara, se fue a la nada.
Desapareció.
Una inversión de casi 20 millones de dólares.
20 millones de dólares.
Según el doctor, una inversión de casi 20 millones que tuvimos que pagar, porque al final del día fue un préstamo, ¿ok? Pero que al final del día no se puede, escasamente se recobró unos cuantos dólares de ello, porque hasta todo el equipo se vendió por una migaja.
No, la cosa también, hay que mencionar esto, que este 20 millones de dólares que se fue al hoyo es parte de lo que Belice debió, es parte del Superbond. ¿Se acuerdan? Esa Superbond es una cuenta que Belice tiene que pagarle 100 millones de dólares a los acreedores cada año. Si vamos a hablar de pobreza, Johnny, si vamos a hablar de pobreza de todos ustedes que lo mencionan en el PUP, El Superbond es un yunto que tenemos sobre nuestra cabeza, todo beliceño, hasta los hijos, nietos y bisnietos. ¿Saben por qué? Por las tonteras que hicieron ustedes. ¿Ah? ¿Cómo te podría decir? Gandinés que tuvieron esta gente.
¿Pudiera ya decir que él no fue parte de ello?
Al destruir una industria como esto, son 20 millones de dólares que tenemos que pagar en el Superbond. Y eso lo debe y no se produjo nada. ¿Y quiénes se beneficiaron de eso? ¿Quiénes? Sin embargo, hay muchas cosas que no están accounted for en el reporte del Accountant General. Yo quisiera saber, y tal vez nunca lo vas a saber, sí sé dónde se vendieron, pero no sé a quién le vendieron los Harvester Combine. Un Harvester Combine nuevecito vale cerca de 400 mil dólares beliceños.
¿That one equipment, Doc?
Uno, sí, es la máquina para cosechar el soybean. Cosechar no solo soybean, cosechar maíz, frijol y otras cosas. Se le llama en inglés un Harvester Combine. Entonces, habían 4 o 5 de esos vinieron. Y esos, no sé si está en el reporte de la auditora general, pero si está, yo quiero saber a cuánto se vendieron. Porque yo, conociendo un poquito de agricultura, sé que este equipo es bien carísimo.
¿Puedo
Es
iluminar
el corazón de
aquí?
esa industria.
Pero dice, y esto simplemente es una porción de a lo que te estás refiriendo. Item 4.6 dice, a detailed check was carried out, and I'm borrowing exactly from the Auditor General's report. He says that a detailed check was carried out on all the machineries and equipments, and the following equipments were unaccounted for. The Development Finance Corporation claimed that the items were sold. However, audit was not provided with the source documents to substantiate that claim. One front-end loader in the name of, again, Kevin Flowers. Selling price? Question mark. Difference? Question mark. But it was valued at $4,825. Who it was sold to? At what price? Audit never knew. And there was also a bush cutter that was sold to some Alice Smythe for an undisclosed sum of money. This is verbatim from the Auditor General's report. So, I said that it's not me to say, it's the Auditor General's report to say.
Y todavía José May va a tener descaro de decirnos que tiene corazón para los agricultores. ¿Ah? No, man. Ay, Dios mío. No sé, la mera verdad es hipocresía, una vergüenza.
¿Pero
esto.
¿Están tomando de tontos?
Claro,
porque
la
gente de tontos.
Mira, yo creo que hasta la gente piupi que le ve la cara a José May
lo reconoce.
Y oye lo que nosotros estamos diciendo, porque esto lo que estamos diciendo es verdad. Él lo puede conseguir en el internet, el reporte de la auditora general. La gente piupi que ve a Abelardo May, no sé qué cara le ve. Porque la mera verdad, creo que tal vez se tragan su orgullo. Porque no todos somos hipócritas. Hay gente que lo siente. Pero aún así, le pido a todo el mundo, no te dejes vender, comprar por esta gente. Porque la mera verdad, han comprobado que no tienen el corazón para su gente. No lo tienen. ¿Qué José May le podría dar al sur? Cuando él destruyó una industria de lo más importante. Y fue artífice también y vio la destrucción de Richmond Hill, una estación de agricultura. Él puede ir a un muchachito y decirle, voy a velar por tu futuro. Él puede ir a un cañero, un ganadero, y decir, ¿sabes qué? Tengo agricultura en el corazón. Da risa. Yo creo que tiene agricultura en la bolsa, no en el corazón, porque beneficios sí quiere. No quiere, digamos, ver el futuro de esa gente. Y caray, ¿cómo lo necesita nuestro Rinjoa? ¿Cómo lo necesita nuestro país? Imagínate subsanar un 12 millones de dólares de importación de soya al año. ¿Cuántos agricultores iba a beneficiar esto? No puedo, yo no tengo palabras para decirles cómo me siento hoy cuando, digamos, hay una cosa así. Y yo les digo una cosa, nunca es bueno. Yo tuve un papá que me enseñó que las cosas buenas para la gente es bueno respetarlas, porque la gente necesita, si tu vecino prospera y tu otro vecino no prospera, y tú vives en medio, y puedes ayudar a los dos, ayúdalos, porque ¿sabes qué pasa? Vivimos todos en la misma comunidad. Los niños van a crecer, los niños van a ser mejor que nosotros, pero siempre nuestros hijos deben hacer mejor que nosotros padres. Hay que luchar por eso. Si no lo alcanzamos, pero lo luchamos, lo intentamos, está bien, no todo se puede alcanzar. Pero ¿sabes qué? Hay que luchar, hay que vigiar que Belice salga adelante. Somos un país pequeño. Y la mera verdad, ¿sabe qué? Cuando yo voy a una casa, una vivienda, y veo cómo los niños, cómo los jóvenes luchan, trabajan, los parientes se levantan desde las 4 de la mañana, ir a cortar caña para mantener a sus hijos, me llena el corazón. De veras, ¿cómo una persona con esa visión, con ese conocimiento puede decir, ¿sabes qué? Voy a destruir esta industria para esta gente porque me quiero beneficiar de unos cuantos miles de dólares? Y al carajo con esa gente.
Porque también pudieras estar actuando, pudo haber estado actuando, Abelardo pudo, que conste, actuando según los intereses de otras personas.
Bueno, entonces quiere decir que tú eres títere. Gracias. Papá, tú eres títere de John Briceño. Y yo estoy seguro que si te metiste algo en la bolsa, creo que también Johnny consiguió algo de eso. Pero yo te digo una cosa, con la educación, yo siempre he pensado, y por eso nunca me lo van a quitar del alma, siempre he pensado en la educación de los jóvenes. Entre más educamos a nuestros hijos y a los jóvenes, estas cosas deben cambiar. Pero cuando yo veo una persona que el dinero de nuestros impuestos lo mandó a estudiar para ser un agrónomo y venir a darle la torre a nuestro país, no puedo entender qué está pasando. Y se vende como títere. Y se lo digo, José May, ¿por qué Johnny Briceño nunca me volteó a ver cuando yo quise correr en el East? Porque Johnny Briceño sabe que Homero Novello piensa para la gente y por eso nunca me quiso. Y a mí no me va a controlar de esa manera con sus chanchullos. ¿Ah? Que te va a decir, te va a ayudar de esta manera, pero cuando estés allá, tú también tienes que jalar conmigo. Señores, tienes que machucar a tu gente. No. Y eso es cierto. Así hace con... Mira, ahí está el pleito entre Kevin y Joshua Carballo, en el East. Joshua es un ingeniero que fue a una buena universidad en México y también pagado por nuestros tax dollars. Se lo digo a todo el mundo. Joshua regresó, empezó a trabajar en Smart y todas las cosas allá y se metió a la política. Yo le dije a Joshua un día, Joshua, me gusta, eres joven, te estás metido a la política, pero te voy a dar un consejo. Consolídate como ingeniero primero y después puedes voltear a ver la política. Porque hay muchos políticos que entraron jóvenes que cuando se terminó, se cerró, los perdieron, se fueron a la calle. Tengo bastantes ejemplos. Desen la vuelta en Orange Walk y miren quiénes han corrido para PUP y cómo han terminado. Otra cosa les voy a decir. Joshua ahora, que tal vez piensa, y solo digo piensa, que tal vez tiene un shot en el East. Kevin viene y dice, yo quiero East. Pero lo más triste de todo esto es que Kevin fue a la Asamblea Nacional y mientras estaba haciendo el debate del presupuesto, él le mencionó vía Facebook a mucha gente y personalmente le dijo, yo la próxima vez que venga a la Asamblea General no voy a venir a escuchar, sino voy a venir a debatir allá adentro. Parece un poquito de arrogancia. Esa arrogancia, el hombre ni ha corrido allá y ya piensa estar en el gabinete. ¿Qué es eso? ¿Será que está de veras en el fondo de la bolsa de Johnny? Señores, ese es el PUP. Se los pongo. Ustedes que hagan su decisión. Miren qué pasó con Cérvulo. Después que Cérvulo se acabó, ¿dónde acabó Cérvulo? Esos son el tipo, y José May debe tener esto en mente. Cérvulo también fue a la universidad, no fue a Gonzanza a estudiar agronomía. La Universidad de Gonzanza en Estados Unidos es una buena universidad. Pero por seguir a Johnny Briceño, un ilustre caballero como él, terminó trabajando en Centur Office en Corozal como collection agent. No, man, esta persona amerita haber estado, digamos, dirigiendo, digamos, una institución agrícola, el Soybean Factory tal vez, ¿ah? Porque José Mike no lo quiso. Es son las cosas que a veces uno se pone a pensar. Son gente que hemos mandado a estudiar, pero que se han juntado a los briseños, que lamentablemente se han vendido. Yo le insto a todos los jóvenes, y como se lo dije a Joshua Carballo, estás en el lugar equivocado. El PUP tal vez pueda tener una buena filosofía, pero Said Musa y Ralph Fonseca lo tiraron a la calle. El social aspect del gobierno que tenía Judge Rice lo aventaron. Criticaban a UDP que era un capitalist government. Ellos se volvieron un capitalist government. Viene Dimaro y les muestra que UDP no es un capitalist government, que es un gobierno del pueblo. Por eso tiene los social programs que ellos quisieran terminar. ¿Ah? Ese boost, ese pantry program, les duele en el alma. Pero ¿sabe qué? Yo cuando veo esos muchachitos, cuando yo veía esos muchachitos del sur, de Punta Gorda y Stan Creek, que se abastecían de ese dinerito que les daban para que puedan tener para comer y para calzar y todas esas cosas, ropita, todas esas cosas, me sentí enorgullecido de haber votado para un gobierno con el UDP, que es UDP, porque el PUP nunca hizo eso. Y nunca lo va a hacer, señores. ¿Saben por qué? Porque la misma gente que estuvo del 98 al 2008, la misma gente está regresando. Fíjense en Ciudad Belice, el City Council del PUP. ¿Quién entra? Yocoy. ¿Quién es Yocoy? Ay, Dios mío. Es un programa para decirle quién es Yocoy. Otro de los PUPs viejos. ¿Ah? Johnny Briseño, el G7, que resignó. ¿Ah? Pero Johnny Briseño tenía una colota tan tremenda. Y te digo una cosa, Paula y yo en el Belizean Boys habíamos sacado bastante de las fechorías que había hecho eso. Pero ¿sabe qué pasó? Cuando ganó el UDP, pues bajamos la guardia. Acabó Belizean Boys, porque el propósito de Belizean Boys era elegir al Deputy Prime Minister Gaspar Vega y el UDP en gobierno. Cumplimos con esa misión y la verdad dejamos de escarbar. Pero ahorita que estamos en gobierno y el Prime Minister metió mano y tenemos gente en Lands, Ministry of Natural Resources, empezamos a descubrir, y era lo que debíamos haber continuado. Pero ahora, hasta ahora se sale a la luz, porque nosotros no lo íbamos a sacar. ¿Qué es lo que está pasando con Julio Sespat, José Abelardo May, Johnny Briseño, Carl Meggs, Florencio Marín, José, el otro May en Corozal? Toda esta gente, ¿cómo están involucrados con todo el terreno? José Coí, Yocoí, ¿ah? terrenos, islas, papito, islas, todas las islas que tiene el Belice enfrente. Si nosotros pudiéramos hacer una auditoría de ello, ¿cuánto le pertenece a los PUPs? ¿Ah? Y por eso descubrimos, cuando yo mencioné por qué el PUP gana siempre sus elecciones. Johnny Briseño siempre gana, Marín siempre gana. Ya descubrimos por qué. Ven en una isla o ven en un buen pedazo de terreno y van a comprar su elección. Señores, les están comprando. ¿Ah? Estás vendiendo el futuro de tus hijos. Estás haciendo que esta gente que supuestamente, bueno, nuestro país, y con tu dinero de tax has mandado a estudiar por unirse un Johnny Briseño, se vean destruidos. Yo te digo una cosa. If I went to Gonzaga University, a very good university, and then I ended up as a cashier, I'll be pissed. I'll be pissed, really. I went to the University of Yucatan, the Autonomous University of Yucatan, where they taught us different. And I went also to Purdue University in West Lafayette, Indiana. I had a postgraduate course there. I've seen universities in Latin America where we Latinos are different. And then I was brought under the hard hand of my dad, Genaro Novello. God rest his soul, and Agustina Novello. And you know what? They taught us to respect people, to really try to do good. If you cannot do bad, if you cannot do good to somebody, don't do bad. And I'll tell you what, I have made my mistakes in life. I'm not saying that I am a perfect person. No, I've made my mistakes in life. I've tried my best not to make those mistakes again, but those are lessons in life. And anybody that perhaps runs life can tell you that sometimes you misstep. But I tell you what, not to destroy a nation, not to destroy an industry, not to destroy the future of a generation of people. We're not there for that. I mean, Jesus, we work hard. We came from the soil. But tell you what, when they send you to a university in, I think Abelardo May went to Tuskegee University in the United States, a good university also, to come back and become the puppet of Johnny Briseño. Man, I think De Burgos did something better. De Burgos started giving trouble before his 10 years time was there. Because he knew, and then asked De Burgos how much he likes Johnny Briseño. Ask Salus Lizama how much he likes Johnny Briseño. They realized that they were betrayed. So as a professional to another professional, Abelardo May, look out, you might be heading the wrong direction. You have to stand up on your own and tell Johnny Briseño, butt out, Papa. Because that education you got at Tuskegee University, myself, your teacher at the Belize College of Agriculture, didn't teach you to be a puppet. To become somebody that you can stand up on your own and really deliver for your people. This is what we think. And I'll tell you what, I taught Monchi in primary school, in high school also. And I saw Monchi in San Pedro. I know Monchi's family. We're not here to criticize people by their family. We're here to criticize them by their deeds, by what they have done to the country of Belize. I will never discuss family issues of any politician. That is beyond the point. I will never do that. But I tell you what I do as a politician yourself is very important to the development of this nation. And this is very important where you come. If your ideas, man, you gone to good schools and you come back and you do what you're doing, you betrayed. I mean, what are you going to tell the younger generation in the South? Those people in San Felipe, no wonder San Felipe and Guinea Grass are staunch UDP, and that cannot be changed. But I'm very surprised at Yo Creek, because Yo Creek is a village of well-educated people that cannot see beyond what is happening. Papa, education empowers somebody, opens your mind to change. If the PUP is not delivering to you, Papa, and the other side is better, you're an educated person. Change.
Then what is the problem? Is it pride?
Well, I think it's more than pride. I think you know, we have to tell them the truth. Somebody has to come to them and really tell them the truth. You know what happened? Because they gave you $1,000, they bought your whole family there. You're gonna go that direction.
Ouch!
We are way over time. It's time for us to leave today, but you're hot like the fire hot today.
Yeah, you know, Chiqui, I love this
country. Muchas gracias, doctor.
Yo adoro este país y no me gusta ver las cosas que pasan.
But we need to go.
Sí. Compañeros,
hasta la próxima.
Aquí dándole las gracias al doctor y a ustedes importantemente, la audiencia, por su sintonía y por su lealtad, por estar aquí con nosotros y escuchándonos, y ojalá y que nuestro mensaje que nos hemos puesto a compartir con ustedes, pues que sea muy bien recibido. En realidad aquí estamos para informar y educar, y en cumplimiento de ese compromiso que tenemos, es la razón que tenemos a diferentes personas hablando acerca del tema. De nuevo, muchas gracias. Dándole gracias al equipo de producción, a Morris y a Rahim, a Chequi. Y compañeros, recordándoles de que hoy, se repite este show de nuevo a las 9 por la noche, pero de todas formas estaremos con ustedes mañana jueves a la misma hora. Compañeros, cuídense mucho. Hoy es viernes, mañana jueves. Eso dije. Mañana jueves. Como nada, mañana ya es jueves.
Ya estaba la antesala del
pasado mañana ya es viernes. Aleluya. Compañeros, se cuidan mucho. Muchas gracias. Mi nombre es Emmanuel.
I'm Robert Cheque Usher. We have the doc here. Thanks for joining us, folks. And hasta mañana, pa.
Feliz cumpleaños, Ernesto Cruz.
Hasta luego.
City Morning Show.